something I have been predicting since practically the start of this season, since trailers were being released for this season. And almost every episode, I have been saying louder and louder that this one specific character will die. They have been giving us specific moments that just lead you to believe this character's fate has been absolutely sealed. And yes, I am talking about the death of Frenchie. He ended up getting killed by Homelander, and although we do get a very touching moment between him and Kimiko as they do say their final goodbyes, I just feel like some of this moment was a little bit convenient. The fact that Homelander just left at the end, why didn't he continue his search? He quite literally had no reason to leave in that moment other than to give Frenchie and Kimiko a moment to say goodbye, which absolutely makes no sense. And considering the fact that Homelander, when he was x-raying, noticed a small portion that he couldn't see through, so the fact that he didn't try to investigate that after doing what he did to Frenchie makes absolutely no sense. I think the only part of this that I actually liked was that Frenchie actually lured him into the area where they had the uranium and managed to turn it on. However, instead of being able to lock him in there and having some type of epic sacrifice that allowed the other two to actually escape, they decided to have a very convenient moment where Homelander just walks away, decides to fly away, so that they can have some type of heartfelt moment between Frenchie and Kimiko to say their final goodbyes. Now, yes, is this a little bit more touching? I guess. However, I feel like the moment would have been way more impactful and way more epic of a character moment if Frenchie just stayed behind, locked himself in that chamber, and Homelander could not get out for a long time, similar to how he couldn't get out at the V1 facility. This would have given Sister Sage and Kimiko the perfect opportunity to escape. It wouldn't have been convenient. It would have made sense. However, they decided to throw sense out the window, and instead they wanted to give us an emotional moment. However, you could argue Kimiko not being able to say goodbye to Frenchie and not being able to see him in his final moments actually could be seen as even more tragic. So in my opinion, I definitely wish they actually went with this.